Hi friends, welcome back for chapter 4. So as I mentioned in the last video, each time we move to a new chapter, we are going to switch between perspectives. So we started with Drita's perspective, then Maxie, then Drita again. Now with chapter 4, we are back to Maxie's perspective. So, ready for chapter 4? Ooh, you're in trouble, says my friend Brandy as soon as I walk into the classroom. Shut up, Brandy, I say out of the side of my mouth. Leave it to her to let the whole world know I'm late. Just when I'm about to sneak into the classroom nice and quiet. My teacher jumps up. Good morning, Maxie. I'd like to see your note, please, says Miss Salvato. I don't have a note, Miss Salvato, I say. Well, why not? She asks. Unfortunately, my teacher is really strict about stuff like that. Well, my grandma said that we were late and she didn't have time to write one, I say, and the whole class giggles. Well, in that case, I'm going to have to mark you tardy, Maxie. You know what that means, says Miss S. Of course I do. 5 tardies and you get study hall. Who could forget about that? But I'm not worrying about that because now I noticed something weird. Who's that? I ask because someone is sitting at my desk. Oh, Maxie, Miss S says. I need to ask you a favor. We have a new student in our class. There was no place for her to sit when she arrived this morning, and you were the only person who wasn't here. Would you be so kind as to share a desk with Brandy until the custodian brings another desk upstairs for her? Didn't I tell you Monday is always my worst day? I look over at the new girl who's sitting right at my desk. I gotta say, I don't like her. I don't like her hair. I don't like her clothes. I don't like her face. And I don't like her eyes. She's the kind of white person who is so pale she's like a ghost. You think that you can almost see right through her. She looks like Heidi, Brandy whispers in my ear. Just in case you don't know, Heidi is this movie about a girl and her grandfather. We all know about her because they always show that movie in the auditorium when it's raining outside. It is so old and played out that it doesn't have any color, it's just black and white. And Brandy was right. This new girl does have her hair in 2 long braids just like Heidi. Maxie, I'd like to introduce you to your new classmate. This is Drita Calmende. Drita? What kind of name is that? Brandy says, reading my mind. Sounds like something you used to clean out a drain, like Drita Drano, I say, just to make her giggle. Okay, I gotta tell you a few things about myself. First off, Miss Salvato is my favorite teacher ever, and I don't usually give her a hard time. Second, someday I want to be a big comedian and performer. Sometimes I have this problem of treating school like my own private comedy show, where it's my job to make people laugh, which is why my teachers told my father and grandma that I can be challenging in school. If I stop being challenging, my dad is going to take me on a trip to Six Flags, but it's kind of hard to remember that when you get on a roll. Maxie, I'd like to talk to you privately when the rest of the class is at recess, my teacher says. That means I have to wait for 5 minutes by the gate while she dismisses the class. When she comes back over, I figure she's going to yell at me about having an attitude, but as usual, my teacher really surprises me. Maxie, I do owe you an apology, she says finally. I shouldn't have allowed another student to sit at your desk without asking you first. I can understand how that would upset you. Thank you, Miss Salvato, I say, and I feel lucky to have a teacher who's pretty and nice too. But, she says, somehow I just knew there was going to be a but. You weren't very welcoming to our new student. Quite frankly, I was a little surprised. Is something bothering you today? I opened my mouth to tell my teacher about somebody or something named Lisa, but then I shut it again. No, not really, I say. Miss Salvato looks at me like she's thinking about something. I wonder, did you pick a social studies theme to research yet? I still can't make up my mind about that, I say. I think you should pick Drita. Say what? I say, because my teacher does have some crazy ideas sometimes. Drita comes from Kosovo. Her home has been in the news quite a bit lately. The story of how she came to our school is very unusual, and I was going to tell the class about her myself, but now I actually think you should do it. Well, what's her story then? You are going to have to find out. But she doesn't speak any English, I say. Well, then it will be a wonderful challenge for you, Miss Salvato says, and smiles at me, just as sweet as can be. You're free to go now. Have a wonderful recess, she says. Outside, my peeps got their rope going for a double Dutch game. Tasha, Brandy, Kayla, and Ivali's. All my friends are there. Crocodiliosis goes quack, quack, quack. Hit it, senorita. Your mama smells like pizza. Senora, forgot to shut the door. They're singing and jumping. Maxie, jump in, Tasha yells. I look over my shoulder to where Miss Salvato is watching me, arms folded over at the door. Not right now, Tosh, I say. The new girl with the funny name is standing by the bench. Right away, I notice her sneakers are new and pretty fly, actually. It makes me wonder if she went shopping with her mom just to get ready for the first day of school. That used to be the best thing about starting school. So, where did you come from again? I ask her, but she just stares at me, like blank. So, I say it again. Where, I say, and I wave my hands around, do you, I point to her, come from? I act out walking, but she looks so confused. No English, she says, and I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? But I don't have to worry about that anymore because finally Miss Salvato has gone back inside. I know I'm being cold, but no way am I going to stand around talking to some weird girl I don't even like just to get on my teacher's good side. Not when my friends have got a rope game going. Well, it's been real, but I gotta run, I say, walking away. Pretty soon, I'm right in the middle of the ropes, spinning around, touching the ground, and then stomping from side to side like crazy. Go, Maxie, Brandy yells. Yeah, Maxie, Tasha says. Go, Maxie, go, Maxie, go, Maxie, everyone else yells. The more they're saying it, the faster I'm jumping, till pretty soon my feet are just like a blur, and when I'm done, Tasha comes over. You're getting good, homie, Tasha says with her big smile. Thanks, homie, I say back. Homie. That is a special word we got at my school for friend. It's short for homeboy if your friend is a boy, or homegirl if your friend is a girl. And when you call someone your homie, it's because they feel like a home to you. And you really like them. I'm lucky. I got a lot of homies here. And that is when I look up and I notice the new girl. She's standing by the fence, digging her shoes into the ground and watching me. She is all alone. So in that chapter, we got to know a little bit more about the character Maxie. So we knew from our first chapter reading about Maxie that Maxie was a very energetic, active, athletic girl. And she seems like a wonderful friend, right? If she says that she has a lot of close friends, or she's calling them homies because they feel like home to her, meaning that somebody's very close to you. And usually, in order to have a lot of friends, you have qualities about you that a lot of people like. That your qualities attract a lot of people. But we also see in this chapter that she doesn't maybe show her best self. So I'm going to ask you to consider the question, like, how would you describe Maxie? How would you describe Maxie as a person? I want you to think about maybe at least 2 different adjectives that you would use to describe Maxie. Jot them down in your spiral notebook and tell me why you think that. What did I say to you? What did I read to you in chapter 4 that made you think, oh, Maxie is this way, or Maxie seems like this? What adjectives would you use to describe Maxie? I want you to think about that. And then I'm also going to introduce the last question I'm going to leave you with. So we found out in chapter 4 that the teacher, she can kind of sense something is a little off with Maxie, and that maybe Maxie is taking out some of this bad day, or maybe her anger or frustration on Drita. And I think she wants to bring them together, right? So for a social studies project, Maxie's teacher tells her that she should do a report on Drita and how Drita came to America. Maxie doesn't seem excited about this. She doesn't seem like she is really into this. And I want you to consider why. Why is this difficult for Maxie? Now, I know I threw a lot at you there. I asked a couple of questions back to back, so don't forget to look in the description of this video for those questions. I will type them in the description as well. So you're going to jot down your responses to the questions in the description. Jot them down in your spiral notebook. All right, I'll see you soon.